Hello, my beautiful, successful CEOs. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to this episode. I am so excited to dive in, and this is all around my hell to the nose when it comes to scaling to multi six figures in your business. So this is definitely going to be a juicy one. This is definitely going to ruffle some feathers. This may trigger you, activate you, put that fire under your ass that you're needing. Okay. So this is not going to be the episode where I sugarcoat anything. And actually, in all of my episodes, that's the last thing I want to do. And this is actually tied into one of my hell to the nose. And I did an Instagram post about this. You can go to it, go scroll my Instagram. You'll see it says like my hell to the nose. And the last slide in this carousel, I say like, I'm not sugarcoating these things. And that's actually one of my hell to the nose that I've been working through over the past year is being the people pleaser, like wanting everybody to like me, being afraid of judgment or losing people or people, leaving my world. I want to be liked. We all want to be liked in some capacity. We're humans. It's like literally ingrained in our brains to be a part of a pack, right? To be in a community so we can survive and we can thrive and not do it alone. So it's natural and normal for us to want to be friends with everyone and for everyone to like us and to be accepted so we can be a part of the pack and we can survive. But we're not in the dinosaur ages anymore. And of course, as you grow your business, you do want to have that support system. And the more you scale, the more support you're going to need. And this is actually one of the hell to the nose in this podcast episode I'm going to talk about. But you do need that. However, you will call in your aligned people. You're going to call in the people that are divinely guided and meant to be in your world. So rather than hold back your true voice or sugarcoat things, especially if you're a mentor, especially if you're a coach, and instead of doing that, it's like, tell it like it is. Truly speak your mind. Like if you're at dinner with a business friend or your partner or a family member, and you're full on saying exactly what you think about whatever it may be, some online business topic. And then you come online and you do your content or you do your live stories and you sugarcoat it, you water it down. Like this is not going to do anyone a service. And in fact, you're not going to attract as much if you're not truly being authentically you and sharing your beliefs, your authenticity, your own thoughts. Like this is what a thought leader is. They think in a different way. They challenge the status quo. And this is how you can stand out online too, right? Is if you are a thought leader, if you do think in different ways, if you do challenge, what other people in your industry are saying and you truly don't believe in it. And so this is something that I've had to really work through over the past year is like enough with the people pleasing, enough with watering down my message just because they may not like it. Okay, so for today's episode, because this has been my new hell to the no, which is sugarcoating, I am not going to sugarcoat today. So let's dive in. Let's dive in to my hell to the nose. So one of the first ones is, and this is something that like I definitely did at the beginning of my journey of being a mentor, of being a business coach. I actually started off at first being an intuitive, doing intuitive readings. And I would have people come into my DMs and ask for like a psychic message or what was I feeling about certain things. Or I remember like someone, a couple times she did this, she DM'd me and she's like, I'm going through a really hard time. Do you mind pulling me a card? And I would go do it. I would get like one time, like this is so embarrassing that I actually did this. And one time it was like 10 o'clock at night and the lights were out, the kids were asleep. And she sent this DM and I got up and went down to my office, turned on the light and did a screenshot of the Oracle card that I pulled for her. This is like absolutely a freaking hell to the no. Like, no, no. And the reason why I did it back then, there's a few things. One, I didn't want to not be liked. I had this people pleasing tendency to, well, okay, if I pull this card, then she'll like me. And if I don't, that means I'm a big bitch. That means that I don't care about her. And so I really have this people pleasing, if I say yes, that means I care because I do care about her and I am heart-centered. And then I had this meaning of if I say no, that means I'm not heart-centered and I'm not kind and I don't care about her. At the beginning of my journey, this was the mindset around it. And there was also this like egotistical part too that came in around like scarcity and fear. If I say no to her asking this, maybe she won't buy my next thing. Maybe again, she'll see me as not a nice person and therefore be like, okay, well, wait a minute. Like I bought your intuition course. You can't even do this for me. Don't think I'm going to keep coming in your world. So I was very afraid of her leaving my world too. So that's a lot of lack mindset, right? That's scarcity mindset. Now today is a different story. I have my boundaries. Like if you're wanting to scale your business to the multi six figures, you have to have your standards in place and you have to have your boundaries in place. And if this is something you struggle with to say no, have this shift with your mind, this perspective of if I say yes to this person, I'm actually enabling them. I'm not allowing them to figure it out on their own for one. And I'm not allowing them to invest in themselves, to stretch themselves, to lead themselves. I'm just handing it over on a silver platter. You're also discrediting your own gifts, your own time, your own knowledge and wisdom and medicine and money that you yourself have invested. When you have that person come into your DMs and say, I would love to pick your brain. Oh, this is the best. This has happened to me lately. Could you meet me for coffee? Could we go on and do a quick Zoom call? So I can ask you about how you left teaching. So I can see if I'm on the right track. And now how I respond is absolutely, here's a link to book a session with me. Because my time and my knowledge and my gifts and my wisdoms and the investments I've made to get to where I am today deserves an exchange. There is so much value. I could get on a Zoom call or go for coffee with someone and literally I will be changing the trajectory of their life. And there's no exchange there. Okay, so this is about raising the bar for yourself. How do you expect that you will have your multi-six-figure business, which by the way, you're in business. We are here to make money. We have a gift. We have a service. We have value that's going to help someone. And what happens in business is there's a value exchange. They give you money for what you're going to do for them, for your zone of genius, your expertise. And then you get to receive that money in compensation for what you're giving them. Okay, so you really have to own the fact that if you're a business owner, you are here to make money, to get sales, to have sales is a part of owning a business. And if you're not doing that, if it's not top priority, then you have a hobby. Okay, there's a big difference between a hobby, a business, and even a company, which we can go into in another episode. This is called the successful CEO. So it's like I'm leading you from having this hobby into a small business into like, let's build an enterprise. Okay, so no answering cold DMs. Okay, now if somebody does cold DM you, like a few of the things that I do, if there's some like free coaching advice or, asking like, how do you manifest that? Or, I keep not manifesting the thing and I really want to, like, that's an example. Sometimes I'll say, I absolutely love your question. This is like an incredible question. I could suggest a training or a program I have, or I could say, check out this highlight button that's all on manifestation, or go to my podcast. I have a perfect episode. I could lead them to a free training, or even say, I'm actually going to talk about this in a live video today, or go into your stories and maybe share that question and then share it for the whole audience because they'll probably benefit. If someone's coming and asking you a question, about something that has to do about their life and their business or whatever, your zone of genius is, I mean, your whole audience is going to benefit from it. So there's different ways that you can do that. Like, I know this is a fear of people. It's like, how do I respond in a way though that's not like mean or hurtful? And I think you can do it in a very classy way, but also too, is like setting that standard for them to know that no, you don't support and coach for free. You don't do that. And again, there's many reasons. It's not valuing your time. They're not valuing your time. You're in the people-pleasing energy and you're not expanding them. Like if they want the free coaching, they're not going to be expanded. If you're going into somebody's DMs and you're trying to get free coaching advice, you have no freaking skin in the game. You yourself have not moved. You yourself have not taken the leaps. You yourself have not taken the risks. Like literally the definition of an entrepreneur is to take risks. You are a risk taker. And if people aren't willing to take risks and they don't see your value, they're not going to get far in their business. So you are enabling them. You are not doing them a service. You are actually doing a disservice. If you give them support for free in your DMs, it is a disservice. Now, I'm not saying you can't have anything free. I mean, that's a great strategy too. And it's a great connection piece. And it's a great way to really establish your authority. But you can do this in a way that you want to do it. Like free masterclasses, this podcast here, all of my content, my stories, my live videos on Instagram, my reels, my TikTok account. If you haven't been there, go check it out. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy over there. You'll see what I mean. It's just like you get the most ridiculous, crazy comments because your account is really being seen by like anyone. So it's so insane. Totally like sidetracked there, but there are so many ways that you are giving value. And again, it does show your expertise. It starts to, build that connection. It really speaks to the clients you want to call in and attract, but also it's giving back, it's giving that value too. So you can help someone and then they get to decide, do I want to go bigger here? Do I want to challenge myself? Do I want to stretch myself? Do I want to push myself to my edges? Okay, I'm ready. I don't just want the information anymore. I want to be led specifically by her. And if there's proximity, if they're getting your individualized attention, they better be freaking paying a higher price point for that. Okay, so remember that as an entrepreneur, they want more of you. They want specific support. They want to be right at that coffee table, having a coffee with you. Closer proximity, higher ticket. Closer proximity, more pay. Less proximity, lower ticket. Less proximity, lower pay. Okay, let's keep moving on or else we'll never get through these. Being lazy and treating your business like your freaking annoying brother. Okay, so I had 3 brothers and I love them. But when I was little, my younger ones, I sometimes just wanted to like flick them, especially if they're being in my personal stuff, they're in my way. They wouldn't move out of my way and being annoying and all the things, right? Just like what brothers do. But if you think about your business as your annoying little brothers move out of the way, you're annoying, have other things to do, that's not the vibe to scale your business to your multi-6 figures. Okay, so being lazy is not, and it sounds like you guys are probably like, oh, this is like so freaking obvious. No, it apparently is not obvious because I can tell you, I will look online at women who want the 6 figures. They say they want the big things. They say they want the massive results, and they're not moving. I haven't seen their face in a week. They're not consistent with their content. They're annoyed by it. They're like, do I have to go on and do a live video? Do I have to do a post? You're in business. This is your enterprise. You should love doing this stuff. If this is like the thing that lights you up, okay, well, maybe you're just like, okay, it's not my like forte to create reels and content. It's just not my thing. Like I'm here to create candles and just to coach. It's like, that's not what comes with the territory. You can't just expect that when you go into business, it's just the delivery. When you're an online business owner, there's so much more that comes with this. right? There's the building the brand, the building the trust, the creating knockout content, the consistency, the showing up as a leader, the inner work, the evolution of you, the healing work, the confidence, the connection. How do I build a community? How do I create funnels and lead magnets and systems? Like, this is not for the lazy. This is not for the lazy. You have to be extraordinary. You have to do the extra that the ordinary refuse to do and will not do. Okay, so my hell to the nose is laziness. If you want to scale to 6 figures, multi-6 figures, hell to the no, you cannot be lazy. And you cannot treat your business like your annoying little brother. It just won't scale. And maybe you'll have a one-hit wonder month. Maybe you will, but it won't be sustainable if you aren't all in. If you aren't like, I am so freaking excited and motivated and love my business. I'm so obsessed that I can't not show up. Like, that is the vibe. That is what's going to magnetize. That is how you're going to have sustainability and scalability and continue to grow and continue to make massive impact, is when you are freaking obsessed that nothing can knock you down. Nothing could sway you. Nothing can ever make you make you be lazy. Nothing can make you be lazy, because this is your path. Okay. Like, I got so heated up there, but like, because I see it time and time again. I see so many women online saying they want the thing, but then they're lazy. Like, this is like, I'm not sugarcoating anymore. How do you expect results when you're putting in the minimum? You're doing the bare minimum. I'm not saying you can't eat your cake, have your cake and eat it too. Like, that's like my new thing. Like, you get to have that. You get to go walk your dog in the middle of the day. You get to go shopping. You get to go in the hot tub. You get to work out and take care of your body. You get to have sleep. You get to turn your phone off. And as soon as it's 4 o'clock and your kids get home, you're not supporting your clients anymore. And you get to have standards and you get to have boundaries and you get to enjoy and live your life. You get to, but you have to do the work and you have to execute and you have to go above and beyond in the time that you have to create this, to have this. Okay. My hell to the nose to scale to your multi-6 figure business is seeing strategy as the last priority, if that. I am all about energetics. I am all about soul work. I am all about the inner work. I am all about calling yourself on your own BS and the subconscious programming and the limiting beliefs and your mindset. I am all about that. But so many entrepreneurs are swinging one way. They're going so freaking right that they have nothing to hold their business up. They have no foundation. They have no systemization. They have no funnels. They have no lead magnets. They have no long-term vision. And then let's work backwards. They have no ascension pathway for their clients. There's no sense in their structure. And there's no support system. Like, when we're growing companies and enterprises, we need a solid foundation. And this is the part that I'm seeing over and over and over again that is being overlooked. It's all about the way you show up online. It's all about your belief in your energetics. Like, yeah, that is going to magnetize. That is going to attract for a freaking hot minute. But how are they going to keep walking the journey with you? How are you going to continue to go from your 5-figure year into your 5-figure days? You need systems. You need to have systems and strategies that make sense to scale your business and to have support systems along the way. That has to be there, the solid foundation, the plans, the organization, or else it will crumble. It will not last. This is why it's like, we're not here for the quick hit, one-hit wonders. This is when it's like, do you see the long-term vision? And are you making moves today to support the longevity of your business? To have a sustainable, whoa, my microphone almost fell. So I'm like hitting my desk and so excited. Sustainable, a scalable, and a replicable. Okay, this is where we go into residual and recurring income. We'll do a podcast episode on that. Faux show. Okay. But we need this. We need this to get to our multi six figures. So hell to the no to ignoring the strategy or making it your last priority. You need to bump it up. You need to master this. You need to get support. Hire the coach that knows strategy. Watch the YouTube videos, listen to the podcast, read the books, get knowledgeable, support team who's good with systems and optimizations. Hell to the no for freaking half-assing your brand, your voice, your messaging, and your delivery. OMG. Do we have to see the same boring stuff over and over? Content that that you just threw up there. There was no rhyme and reason. There was no marketing strategy. There was no passion. There was no story behind it. There was no heart and soul. No creativity, no expression. It's freaking watered down and boring. Your brand is boring. The way you show up, your photos, your colors, like getting bored here. People are getting bored. Are you blending into the masses? Are you just following what they think? Are you watering down your own thoughts and beliefs and opinions? And I mean, this is something that over the last year I've been working on, is saying it like it is. No more sugarcoating. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. Okay. Hell to the no. We want a six-figure, knock it out of the ballpark, CEO status. The woman, the CEO who gives it her all, not half-assing. And you know, if you're just like halfway in, or hardly putting any effort in. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you dial it up? I ask my clients this and people in my programs all the time. Like, are you doing the bare minimum? And what can you do to turn the heat up, to dial it up, to turn things up? And then the last hell to the no, is being afraid to invest in a support team. Okay, so you simply can't scale beyond where you are if you do not have a stable structure and support system in place. So sure, you can get to a certain point, right? The one-hit wonder. But if you want to go to your six figures, multi six figures, continue to scale to your seven figures, energetically and physically, this needs to be here. You need support. And this means that, yes, you have to release your money. Yes, you have to reinvest in the growth of you and the growth of your company. I don't just invest in me. I this past year, it's been like $150,000 investing in mentorship and masterminds and programs. I've invested that, but I also have a product company where we're investing in a marketing team right now, specifically for Google ads. So there's strategy there. You need your branding photographers to have actually next level branding. This is the half-assing part that I was talking about. Investing for us in our product company is mass amounts of product containers and a machine, new logo, whatever it may be. We just invested in recreating my office into an actual space where we can take photos and do reels. So we have this really nice light, white kind of wood flooring now. So this blue, ugly carpet. We took out my desk and everything. We have like a sticker logo, crushed aftercare on the wall. We're going to get like a tattoo artist chair so we can do our photos there. So we can take our reels to the next level. That's investing money in that setup, but it's required to go to that next level, to continue to scale. We now have a bookkeeper who's incredible. We have an accountant who's specific for companies. I have a VA who I've increased her hours because I need that support. I can't, and you can't expect to have higher cash months and more people come into your world and then do it all and handle it all. You need to have that support. Like a VA is someone who she's supporting when people have questions. Now people go to her. She's giving out links. She's organizing my trainings and uploading them into my Charissa system. Like all of these things, I couldn't handle and do it on my own. And if I did energetically, I would be a freaking chaotic mess. which then people would feel that in my world. They would feel the frenzy, and then I'd just be repelling more people from coming my way and more sales. And having the support system of a coach who's where you want to go, that mentor, investing in that support is massive, because there's going to be so many challenges. There's going to be so much you have to navigate, but also too, getting their, wisdom and knowledge and expertise right there when you need it to understand how to get to where they are. This is how we collapse time, is being in the energy and learning from and being led by the mentors who are where we want to go. So hell to the no when it comes to being afraid and avoiding investing in the growth of you and investing in the growth of your company. Okay. There are so many more hell to the nose, but I'm going to leave it at that for today. We don't want this to be too, I don't know. Like for me, when I listen to podcast episodes, I don't want them to be too long. I like short riffs sometimes. I love, maybe the 20 to 30 minutes, but I don't want them to be super long. I just want to absorb all the juicy nuggets and then be like, okay, now I can implement, now I can execute, which when you're listening to my podcast, don't just listen to them. Take action, implement, execute, start to embody, start to do the thing. Because a lot of entrepreneurs too, they absorb and they continue to absorb, but then they don't move. They're paralyzed. The analysis paralysis comes in, where it's overconsumption, but we're not moving with the energy. And then you stay stale and stagnant, and your business doesn't scale. So I love you. I will see you on the next podcast. I really hope that you're loving these episodes. I can't wait to feature some incredible, wildly successful entrepreneurs on here, so you can learn from them. It's going to be really good when I start to have these guest speakers on. Make sure to subscribe again to this podcast, to comment on this podcast episode. You can even come over to my Instagram and DM me and let me know, what was your favorite episode? What did you love about it? What maybe didn't you agree with? And, screenshot this as well and tag me and let me know what your favorite part was about this episode. And again, if you're part of this podcast party, the link will be below to sign up for it. If you do take a screenshot and you do tag and you do comment right here on this podcast and subscribe, you will get a free successful CEO pre-recorded training for me, which is so, so incredible. But I'm so grateful for you supporting me in this endeavor and supporting me on the dream of having this podcast, continue to grow and to be seen by many entrepreneurs and to go global. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.